Hey everyone, today I'm going to be talking about how you can get a 767 credit score at just 18 years old. And there's actually multiple different ways to do this, and I'm going to be talking about all of them. But first, before we talk about that, let's talk about what a FICO credit score is. Most lenders use your FICO credit score to determine your credit worthiness. So that's why we're going to be talking about FICO instead of another type of score. FICO scores range from 300 to 850. The better your FICO score is, the more lenders will trust you. A FICO score of 579 and below is poor. A FICO score of 880 to 669 is fair. A FICO score of 670 to 739 is good. A FICO score of 740 to 799 is considered very good. And a FICO score of 800 plus is exceptional. So here you can see the different numbers represented how well your credit score is. So your FICO credit score is made up of the following factors. Payment history is 35%. Amounts owed is 30%. Length of credit history is 15%, new credit opened is 10%, and types of credit you have is 10% as well. So here these different percentages is made up of your credit score. Now you might be wondering, what are the benefits of having a good FICO score? If you have a good FICO score, you will have lower interest rates on your credit cards and loans. This will also help you with getting a student loan or an auto loan. And since you have a higher credit score, you can also compete against lenders. You can go between different lenders to see which one will give you the better deal. Also, if you're going to school, this will help you get loans if you need it for school. For example, there are tons of people going to school, but those who don't have a good credit score might have to have a cosigner. But if you have a good credit score, you might not need a cosigner, and you might get a better rate because you will stand out against those other students who don't have a good credit score. Also, if you need to get an apartment, the higher your credit score is, the better it will be because you will stand out like before, and people associate with having a good credit score as being more responsible. So the higher your credit score is, the more responsible you are considered to be. Now that might not always be the case, however, that is what is considered most of the time. It also makes for getting a home easier because of the fact that you can have different offers to have your loan. And the length of your credit history makes up 15% of your FICO score. And the longer you have your credit starting, that will help you in the long run. Now I'm going to talk about how you can start to get a good FICO score. If you're under 18 years old and your parents have a good FICO score, ask them if they would be willing to add you as an authorized user on their credit cards. The benefit of being an authorized user is that the account that they have is now attached to your credit history. So now you have a starting point to get more credit cards and start to build your own credit history. And you can always take it off once you have a good starting point. The next option for getting a good credit score is if you're over 18 years old and in college, I would recommend the Discover Student Cashback Credit Card. Generally, you don't have to have a credit score to get this because it's designed for students who have no credit history. Also, Discover will give you $20 in statement credit each school year your GPA is above 3.0 or higher. Now, there are more student cards out there, however, I've had Discover before and they've been pretty good to me, so I would recommend them. Make sure to look for 0 annual fees and try to look for something that has rewards that will benefit you. Now the next option I'm going to mention is one that I had to do. Now this is how I got a FICO score of 767 at just 18 years old. Now I tried applying for the student card, however because I was still in high school I was not eligible. So I had to apply for a secured credit card. Now the way this works is that you give them money and that will be your new limit. And after 8 months of doing this, then they will give you your money back and they will turn it into an unsecured credit card just like the other one. And you can get some of the rewards and the cash back like I mentioned before. So my credit limit was about $200. It went all the way up to about $1,200 once I graduated to an unsecured credit card. Now for a secured credit card, you can only have a limit of what you send. So for example, the lowest amount you can send is $200, but I believe you can send more than that. For example, if you send $3,000, then they will give you a limit of $3,000. Now this isn't the fastest method because it does take 8 months for it to go from secured to unsecured. And you do have to wait between 6 to 8 months for your FICO credit score to show up. This is due to the fact that they need to build some history. So once you have some history built up, then they will start to show your score. This is what you might have to do if you want to get an early start on your credit score, but you're not in college or you don't have any history. When you have this credit card, make sure to only spend what you can afford to pay off every month. So only put in a couple dollars if that's all you can pay. Discover should start to increase your limit once you've been proven to be a good borrower. Even once your score has been increased, make sure to treat it like a debit card and never spend more than you can afford to pay. Other than that, make sure to like and subscribe and I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful day.